Last summer, our family took a trip to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and the drive up was quite memorable. There were all five of us in the car, and we were driving up through the mountains of Tennessee. It's about a 9-hour drive in total to get up there. So at the very end of the trip, I was getting directions for the cabin from Google, and I was the one driving. My husband was the passenger. I had all the kids in the car, and the Google map sent us to the wrong location. So the place that Google Maps sent us to was to a new area that was being developed. It hadn't already been built out, and all of the cabins were not all there yet. And it was up this insanely steep mountain. I mean, we're talking like steep mountain with no railings on the side. And here I have my husband, all three of my kids, myself in this car, and we're driving up the mountain, and I am terrified that we are going to careen off the side of the mountain and die, that I'm going to have to do this drive day in and day out because my husband was leaving us to go back to Tampa and fly home. So we were going to be there for the week by ourselves, and I was going to be responsible for driving the kids up and down this mountain. And I was like, I can't do it. I'm going to have to stay at the bottom of the mountain, and somebody else is going to have to come and pick me up because it's horrible. I was shaking. I was sweating. I was nearly in tears. And then we figured out that that actually wasn't the place where our cabin was. So I was relieved when we eventually made it back down the mountain. Of course, turning around was a challenge. But when we made it back down the mountain and went to the cabin where we were actually staying, it was a much less of a steep grade up that hill. It was a mountain, but it wasn't as steep of a mountain. So that was a fun experience in the drive to Pigeon Forge.